Hey everybody, it's Vince from Spradley Kia here in Southern Colorado, and today I have a treat for you. I have one of my favorite cars, mainly because I drove two different Stingers for the past 4 years before moving on to my EV6. But this one here is the brand new 2023 GT2 with red interior, and it is in the snow white pearl. This vehicle here is pretty much as loaded as a Stinger gets, and again, it is one of my favorite cars. They are insanely fun to drive, and I always say nothing drives quite like a Kia Stinger. If you've never driven one, you have to go to a dealership and drive one. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe if you like what you see. It does help me with creating more content. I do want to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty quickly. I'm at 752, give or take, and I definitely want to get higher. So please like and subscribe if you will. I do show everyday features that the everyday driver would like or want to know about. I don't really go too in depth with all the technical stuff. But this guy, like I said, is a treat. It is one of my favorite cars to drive, and definitely I'm going to have fun reviewing it for sure. So starting right at the front, I love the daytime running lights. Right there, you can see the daytime running lights right there. I do have the car on, so if you hear a little bit of the engine there, that is mainly because I want the air conditioning on when I do the inside review. Here's kind of like your front profile with the Tiger Nose grille, with the Kia script badging on there. Let me get out of the sun a bit. Definitely super cool. You have your fully functional front vents that go into your wheel wells here, and then you have your Brembo brakes on your tires right there, which are really cool. I love the GT2 tire spokes in the wheels. I really do. You have your fully functional side vents here as well. This vehicle is a 3.3 liter V6 twin turbo with fully functional side vents and Brembo brakes, so it definitely drives like you would expect it. 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. My GTS limited edition was 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds because it was just a different car. But like I said, super cool, super fun to drive. I have two kids, and this was actually a pretty good family car when I had it. 14-year-old and a 15-year-old fit very well in the back seat. We would take trips and stuff, and we would be able to to actually fit our luggage, and all of my daughter plays sports, so all of her softball bags and all that kind of stuff. I love the back here. I like how they have put the Stinger right front and center on the rear, and then down at the bottom you have the GT badging. Right here you have your sensors, and then you have your exhaust down there. You can kind of just hear it kind of purring if you just take a second. Automatic liftgate for the trunk, just a simple press underneath, and then you do have this pretty spacious rear compartment here. Pretty big fan of that. It fits a lot more things than you would expect. It would fit a cooler, camping equipment, the tent, the 10x10 tent fit when you put the one of the seats down, because you can put the seats down in the back right there, because you do have the pass-through, and child anchor locks in the rear seats as well. Pretty nifty. This would be a good time to highlight the key fob as well. So you do have remote start on the GT2 key fob. That way you can do the remote start, and then with the Kia Connect app you also have remote start with the Kia Connect app as well, and you can also set climate control. Pretty easy. I like how Kia redesigned these key fobs a couple years ago. I think it was a great idea. You have lock, unlock, the remote liftgate for the trunk, and then the horn, the panic alarm, and then you can release the manual key with that button right there. So pretty neat. This has a smart liftgate as well, so you can stand next to it once it's turned on, and then the liftgate will open and close after about, I think it's like 15 seconds. If not, you just press a little button right there, and then it closes. All right. technically a fastback, so it's not a hatchback, it's a fastback. So you do not have a windshield wiper on the rear. You do have your shark fin antenna, and then you have your wide sunroof right there. Now if you're looking for gas mileage, this car is not going to get you where you want to be. I mean, I used to average about 22. It says it's 24 highway, 17 city. Honestly, I would average about 22 in eco mode. So not exactly the greatest on gas, but definitely very fun to drive. If you're driving one of these, you're probably not worried too much about gas. You have your rear gas cap right there on the driver's side, so it's kind of cool. And there is a release in the front still, so you would still press the button on the front and then it would pop the gas cap right there, so you do not have the push and pop. Into the interior, this guy has the red interior, so super cool. I'm gonna go ahead and hop back here. Very cool on this hot August, well it's not August, this hot July day. There's kind of a shot of what the cabin looks like on the front. I love the aeronautical vents there in the center. It's just kind of one of my favorite features. I've always liked about that. You also have rear vents back here for your back passengers, which, you know, are the aeronautical style. You have your 12-volt port, you have your USB port, and this air does blow cold, and it does blow pretty fast, which I love. You have your map pockets back here behind the passenger and the driver. I'm about 5'10", and I fit pretty good back here. I kind of have plenty of room, and this seat is pushed all the way back. This driver's seat is pushed all the way back. Now, one thing I want to point out, which you may not have seen already, is this is the red interior package, which just looks amazing in the white. So you have your red interior package here. I mean, just in the shade, just in the dark, you can kind of see how it's kind of that darker red color and how it contrasts with the black headliner up here. You have your back lights here for your back passengers. You have your handles here along with the garment hook right there. Pretty easy, especially if you have, like, if you're gonna put dogs or animals back here and you buy those dog carriers that you can hook up to these things, and it just makes it so the animals don't hit the liner there. Pretty cool. I love the speaker system in this guy. So you have your speakers there. I think there's 14 different speakers in this trim level. You can kind of see them up there in the door handle. You know, on my side right here, you have them. I really love this aluminum. This aluminum is super cool. I used to always put my vent like right there on the left hand side. You could see the vent on the left of the steering wheel. I'd point that towards the door handle, so every time I touch the door handle it'd be kind of ice cold to the touch, which is always, I don't know, a little quirky of me, but I loved it. In the GT2 package, you do have heated seats in the rear, which has high, medium, and low and off. So definitely have some creature comforts back here for your back passengers. Super roomy back here. This leather is very comfortable. I really can't say enough good things about this car. I've always loved the Kia Stinger since the second I saw it. I guess what, 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago. You have your pull down here, so you have your cup holders right there. Kind of neat. Nice little armrest. Not bad at all. Now let me show you where I spent the majority of my time, and where you probably will too, and that's going to be the front driver's side area. But there's just a shot. You can see the aluminum on that panel right there, which I love, and then just how it just contrasts with this red. Super cool. All right, let's hop in the front. So before we hop in the front, I have the keys in my pocket, that's why it's beeping. But you do have the button here on the door. It's a two-touch. So if you press it once, it'll unlock. If you press it twice, it'll unlock all 4 doors. And then also when you get out of the car, you can press it and it'll lock the doors. So pretty standard on the Kias and the Hyundais, but it's definitely a lifesaver. So you don't have to take your keys out of your pocket or out of your purse. All right. So here we are in the front cabin. Right here, let's just start left to right. You have your window controls, you have your window locks, you have your mirror controls. One of the features I like on these higher end Kias is that when you put it in reverse, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and put the car in reverse. The mirror should tilt down. Now this one doesn't. Why is that? Common question. So right here, when you move your finger, you can feel this is flush. When it is flush, your angle down mirrors do not work. So if you are going back to your mirror, I'm going to press the right button down. I am in reverse and you can see how it goes. So it has to be down here, and now you can see this is left and right button. It's no longer flush. When you move your finger, you'll hit it. That has to be set like that for your downward mirrors to work. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put it in park, and there goes your mirrors again. So common question. Telluride has the same feature, EV6, Stinger, all of your higher end models that have the downward facing mirrors. When you put it in reverse, you always need to make sure that this guy is flush. Right here, going left to right, we have your illumination button. This button will illuminate your center panel and also your infotainment panel over there as well. But we press and you can make it lighter or darker, whatever you need. You have your lane keep assist. You have your gas cap open and well, it doesn't close, but gas cap opener, and then you can open the lift gate from here as well in the GT2. Coming up to the steering wheel, you have your radio controls and your volume controls. This will activate your digital assistant or your Siri or your Bixby or whatever you have for your smartphone. You have your answer a call. You have your customizable button. Now anything with a star is a customizable button. So when I press that, it should take me over here to where I can now make that button whatever I want. Now most people are going to make it end and reject call. That's just because that is what you're used to right there. You're used to accept a call and end a call. But you can set it to privacy mode. You can set it to hands-free calling, voice memo, either your different navigations. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can set it to. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as, reject call. Now here you have your custom navigation button, you have your mode button on your steering wheel, and then you can also customize your volume and tune knob. So you can customize a handful of things here for sure, how you want these buttons to work for you and your personality. Where are we at? Right hand side of the steering wheel. So you have your adaptive cruise control right here. That's where you can set car lengths instead of miles per hour for your cruise control. You have your lane follow assist. Now lane follow assist you would turn on every time you get in the car. Do you see the little white steering wheel next to the lane keep assist, next to the park button in the center? You can turn it on or off. So what that lane follow assist does, it actually uses the information up here, and it will literally use it to follow the car in front of you. So it works really well if you're like on a 2-lane road or on a road where it's going to use additional data from the traffic in front of you to keep you in your lanes or to keep you from not going off the road. So it uses a lot of technology to get that done. I think there's over 21 different safety features in this car. Pretty cool. You have your cruise control, your knobs here, and then you also have your toggle switch right here. This toggle switch controls the panel directly in front of you. So one thing I love about the GT2 is that it has the gauges. A lot of people wanted this. This is a performance vehicle. They wanted to see their oil temperature, their engine temperature. I mean, they want to see the gauges there in a sporty fashion, and this model has that. But if you do press that 2-page button right here, press that guy right there, then you're going to scroll from left to right into the different screens. So this is your accumulated info for your trips and for your accumulated info total for your car, your compass, your lane keep assist functionality, and then also your digital speedometer. Now the toggle button right underneath right there, that makes you go up and down in any given screen. So that'll give you your tire pressure, and if we just keep going left to right, that's your accumulated info for your trip. But you can do sense refueling, you can do driver info, And then nothing on the compass, I don't believe. And then again, back here to lane safety, you have your attention warning and your attention tracker. So if the car feels like you need a break, it's going to alert you saying, hey dude, take a break. So really kind of cool little safety features like that to help you out. But I'm going to leave it on the gauges. 295 miles till empty. This almost has a full tank, so pretty comparable. Let's say the EV6, our full electric vehicle, has about a 300-mile range. For me personally, it wasn't that big of a deal to jump from a Stinger to an EV6 because the range is about the same. And then when you're in sport mode on the EV6, it feels like the Stinger. So personally, that's why I made the jump. So gotta love that. Now I love this big screen right here. I like how they changed this what is it, 10.25 inch screen. They changed it a couple models ago. I think they changed it in 2021, but it's definitely a fan favorite. Here's what it's gonna look like when you're just have it on normal. You have your radio information here, and then you have your map information here. Maybe you're not able to see it because of the light, but it's a complete touchscreen. So if I touch it, it's going to go into the additional information. So I touch the time there, and then it's going to go to where if you want to set the time or change the time, it's just a complete, touch screen. So little arrow takes you back, so it takes me back to my main screen. If I did the same thing for the map, it would take me over and it would take me into the map screen, which you can control via your voice with the button on the steering wheel, or you can just press the little guy there, and then you can put in your addresses for where you want. Little house takes you home, so to me that's this screen here, and then this is also a swipeable, so if you swipe it towards the driver, you get to your main screen. So you can access your map, your navigation information, your Bluetooth for your phone, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto under phone projection, voice memos, climate, valet mode, so it'll lock the unit, that way if you're valeting this car, they don't have access to this unit. The HD radio data. HD is a company, it's not high definition, so a lot of people get confused on that. It's actually a company called HD radio, and I think when you have your phone paired to it, then you can get into the traffic, the Doppler, and the fuel prices with Kia Connect. So kind of cool. A little arrow takes you back. Radio takes you into your radio screen. Now the radio screen is pretty common with the Kia. You kind of have this little transistor looking screen. If you press this button here on the left, you can switch from AM, FM, Sirius. I'm not going to play the music because then YouTube will copyright me, so that's not fun. And then down here you have your presets. Whenever you want to do a preset, you just press the little star. The little star right there will preset your station, and you can just unpreset it there. So pretty cool. You have your QLS on stage option, and then you can turn that on or off. That really gives you that audio quality. I mean, if you really are if you're an audiophile guy or girl, I mean, this car really has a great audio system as well. Little arrow takes you back. Kia Connect, your salesperson when you buy this should actually set you up with Kia Connect. Make sure that you understand our app and are logged in properly. So you have roadside assistance, so you get a 5-year 60 roadside assistance from Kia for free, and you don't have to memorize roadside's number or keep it in your phone. It's built into the car, so if something happens, you can just press that button there, and then you can also, if you take a look up here, you could press the buttons up here too for Kia Connect and for the roadside assistance. Going back here to the Kia Connect settings, one thing that they should do for you is activate 911 Connect. 911 Connect is actually pretty cool. If you are in an accident and your phone is connected to the car and your airbags are deployed, your 911 Connect should call 911 for you. And in some cases, depending upon the system, it'll also give 911 your location. Not in every instance, but if there's system sophisticated enough, it'll do that. So you can just turn 911 Connect on and off. We like to do that in the delivery process when we deliver a car to a customer. So Kia Connect, pretty cool. And obviously you have calendar, weather, vehicle diagnostics. You kind of have all that stuff there with Kia Connect. Where are we at? Settings. So if we go to setup, you can spend an hour configuring this car the way that you want. My tip is go to user profile first. If you go to user profile, you can have up to 2 profiles and then a guest. But set the car up under user profile the way that you want, and then go into vehicle and set up the additional items the way that you want, because I've done it backwards a couple of times by accident, and it just erased my profile information. I had to start over. So when you're setting like the driver assist information or all that kind of stuff, you do it here under vehicle, and you can turn the safety features on and off. You can make them beepable warnings instead of actively moving you into different lanes. I mean, however you want this customized, you can make it customized that way. You have things like where you can even customize your drive modes. So sport mode, seat support, so that's kind of cool. When you throw it into sport mode, let me do that real quick. And that's going to be down here. So you have your knob here for changing your modes. But when you throw it into sport mode, the bolsters hug you. So the bolsters just squeezed, you know, my abdomen, and it's just kind of gives you that extra little, you know, little experience there. So I do like the coasting mode, and I like how they have brought this back, because I think it went away for a model or two. But you can activate coasting mode, which will definitely help with your fuel economy. My GTS had coasting mode, and for some reason other people that had 2021s didn't, and we could never figure that out. So it was only on select Stingers there for a while. And then drive mode alert, if someone changes your drive mode, or if you change your drive mode, it's going to alert you on the screen. So I like that. Active sound design, that's kind of cool. I've been playing around with that with my with my EV6. So this is interesting. You can change how it sounds, and it just, you know, sends the sounds through the speakers and makes it sound more sporty. Heads up display, so you do have a heads up display. I don't know if you can see it there in the windshield, right there kind of in the center. So you can change different content in the heads up display. You can change the brightness, all that good stuff. And then you have your cluster, so you can change your themes, you can change your illumination. So with themes, you just, like, let's say you go to theme C. So I don't know if you can see the difference here. Theme C is a little bit more green. Theme B, see kind of there's like a little accent in the upper right hand. Theme A, so it's just kind of how you want that. And then you can always turn off the welcome sound if you don't like that either. So you can spend an hour configuring this car the way that you want. I mean, we didn't even touch into sound. You can change the buttons. We talked about that a little bit. Screen layout, all that good stuff. Kind of scooting right along here just for time. Center climate right here. You have dual climate control. You do your blower speeds right there. You can really hear that. And man, it feels good in this hot July day. But dual climate control, you can sync it by pressing the button in. Anytime you see something that's amber, that means it's on. So you have, I'm going to turn the air going recirculatory. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Put the air that goes around the car instead of sucking it up from outside the car. You can set to auto. You have this cool little sliding compartment here, which I love because I like things sleek. So I would always have my phone in here and then close it like that, so everything was just kind of wireless. And even though Apple CarPlay isn't wireless, I would have a little teeny cable I bought from Best Buy, control it and put my phone in there, and I would still close it and still have kind of that seamless experience. Cup holders here. You have your shift by wire knob, which is kind of cool. So you have the little button on the side that you press to change your gears, and then you have your physical parking button right there. You have your different drive mode select, so this is what sends you from eco to normal to sport. And then you have your auto hold and your traction control you can turn off. This vehicle has a launch mode, and it's actually very, very cool, or you can launch this car. I should probably do a YouTube video just on launch control, but launch control is pretty cool. It really throws you back into your seat, and it is very, very, very fun. And then auto hold, I use that a lot, like when I'm at drive-thrus or if I'm picking up my daughter from practice. Like if I ever want to go into a park state, so I'm just going to throw this into drive, you know, roll up a little bit. So now let's say I just want to park at a drive-thru, so I got my foot down on the brake, press auto hold, and you'll see right there in green auto hold. And then now I can take my foot off the brake, and then I'm in a park. So I'm just parked here. Now if I just want to accelerate, like it's time for me to go, the car in front of me is ready to go, all I do, press the brake, press the gas, and then there I go. And then I love that. So auto hold, it's quietly, I think, one of the most useful features of this car. And I didn't even talk about the aluminum sport pedals down there, which are really cool. You got full aluminum sport pedals in this model too. So I'm going to go ahead and push auto hold, push my foot down on the brake again, release. Now my auto hold is re-engaged. So I'm going to finish out the video in auto hold here. Kind of here we have your heated seats and your cooled seats. So right now I have the cooled seats on. You have your heated steering wheel, forward parking sensors. That button activates your camera. So you got your nice little camera there. And then you have your auto off. Auto off is the feature where the engine will shut down when you're at a stoplight, kind of to preserve gas, and then once you're ready to go, you just hit the accelerator and you go. But you do kind of feel the car kind of go quiet and shut off. And then you have your passenger controls here for, again, the heated seats and the cooled seats. So amber is heated and then blue is cooled. Pretty nifty. You kind of have your little sunglasses holder here. They kind of moved it down right here. And then you also have your cubby with your coin holder. I really can't talk enough about these aeronautical vents. I think they are very stylish. You turn them on or off. One thing that some people do, there's a lot of knobs, as you can see. I mean, there's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 knobs just on this view right here. And some people, and myself included, have gone to change the climate and accidentally changed the radio right here. And that's a good point. If you don't like the touchscreen for any reason, you have a full kind of suite of physical buttons there in the aluminum that if you just want to go straight to your map, you just press it, it'll take you right to maps. Kind of cool. You do have a little try button here. So see this little arrow right here? If you press it, it'll actually open up the third screen, and then you can scroll up and down. All right, you have HomeLink in this model here. So if you have a garage door opener, gated community, anything that uses kind of like a radio frequency that you want to control, you have HomeLink right here. What you do not have is the sunglass holder here anymore. That is now gone. But you do have your lights that you could be able to press in and out, and then you have your, they call the ultra wide sunroof. So not too bad. You can also change it and tilt it, so you can close it and then give it a tilt functionality like that. So you can let some air in, let some air out, and then close it. I really cannot say enough about the Kia Stinger. I really can't. I mean, I had 2 of these for 4 years, and they leased insanely well. I actually made money on my trade-in, because instead of doing a lease return, we just did a trade, and I had a lot of equity in these things. They really do hold their value. They are fun to drive. There's a lot of haters on the internet that actually own Stingers, which I really don't understand. I just don't think they know what they're talking about half the time, or they think they know what they're talking about. But these are the only cars I think Kia has that you do have to drive. I'm gonna go ahead, and I don't have time to do a test drive in this video because it's already running to about 30 minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and park this up on the lot. MSRP for this thing is around 56 grand, so definitely not a cheap vehicle by any means, but you do have fun driving it. This is my only new car on the lot right now. I think a lot of these videos I kind of point out that I don't have a lot of inventory, and there's a CPO Ascot Green Stinger right there, but I really don't have a lot of inventory. This is my only brand new cars, and we actually almost had it sold yesterday too, but it's one of those caviar dreams but McDonald's budget situations. I like to go ahead and park it here on the pad. That way everything is nice and easy for people to see on the street. And again, if you made it this far, thank you for watching and subscribing. Liking and subscribing definitely does help me. And if you have any questions, please mention it in the comment field. I do try and get to most of my comments. I'm pretty hands-on, and I can't say enough about these cars. I mean, I think Kia is knocking it out of the park with everything they do. I'm going to go ahead and put myself in park with just the park button there, and I will see you guys down at the dealership. Thanks, guys.